Yes, ladies and gentlemen. Arsenal humiliated Spurs today, 4-0. Sorry, 4-1. And I almost forgot that they scored. Then you had Newcastle get a late winner versus Manchester City in a 2-1 game yesterday evening. I mean, last night. And of course, Liverpool got absolutely outclassed by Nottingham Forest at their own ground. Of course, Chelsea won their game, and Manchester United have yet to play, as they're going to play tomorrow. And they're going to be playing on Monday quite often, very soon. So we're going to speak about all that. But before we go any further, please do hit that like button. Please do hit that subscribe button. And Vator, hope you're doing well, my friend. I see you walking around the Toronto. I did tell you that City versus Newcastle would be more of a banana skin than Arsenal versus Tottenham, and I was proven right.
More of a banana skin. I think when you look at the differences between both clubs, to predict or say that there's going to be a more difficult game versus Newcastle, I was in agreement with that. I didn't think you're wrong in giving that take, but a banana skin in terms of City not being up for it or it being a stretch for it being a difficult game. That's where I was kind of challenging on it. But yeah, we'll speak about the game for sure. Newcastle have been proven to be a tough club. And on top of that, I'm going to hear some noise for a second. But on top of that, when you've got teams like yourselves, when you got teams like even apologies on the noise. When you got teams even like Arsenal, even like a team like Arsenal that had to kind of get the result a little late, it was going to be expected that City were going to have a tough go at it. So I hate the result. I hate the performance. I felt like we sleepwalked in that second half, to be honest with you. The first half, I was on point. I was kind of gassed despite it being 0-0 at halftime because I thought we were just sloppy.
Newcastle missed a lot of chances though in that first half. They missed like two, 3 clear-cut chances. It could have been like 1 or 2-0 in that first half.
No, we're not going to do the nil stuff. No, no. I'm not going to let you be lazy and do it. Could have been 2-0 Newcastle.
No, I'm just saying it.
No, it is lazy because no. We're not going to do that because it could have been 1-0 early in the first 2 minutes if City had scored. The same way you want to talk about it.
No, yeah.
Yeah, so don't do the 1. Don't do the 0-0. If you want to do it 1-1, if you want to do 2-1, you want to credit Newcastle goal, credit City goal. Don't do that. I'm not going to let you do that.
Bro, I'm just saying, in the first half, it could have been 2-1 in the first half to Newcastle.
All right. You corrected yourself. I'm not mad at that. But listen, the game was sloppy. The game was sloppy. I felt we were a little too cute, lackadaisical with some of the passes we were doing. We were inviting some pressure. The consistent physicality from Newcastle was to be expected, and I don't think we matched it. We definitely did match it in the second half. But where do I start? If I'm going to point any blame at anything, it'd be like, and we've kind of seen this before. Finish your chances, guys. Finish your chances. Like Doku was slipping in some passes. There was a chance where even I think O'Reilly slipped one in it was Shirky to Foden. Foden's got to put that on target. Holland's got to put that on target. We left it open for Newcastle, and they took advantage of it. The second half, sleepwalking. We sleepwalked through that second half, and the result that we got was the result that we ultimately deserved. I'm not going to do, Miguel. I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to do what some of the red clubs tend to do. No offense, but yes, the refs had a stinker again. No excuse. No excuse. The refs' mistakes were no excuse for us not to win.
If we're honest, the goal should have stood or should have not stood. What do you think? The first goal?
I think. What do you mean? The goal shouldn't have stood?
Game. My bad. I'm thinking about the Liverpool game. Do you think there should have been a penalty for Foden?
Listen, I think there was the one, if you remember, there was the one where the defender had his hand like this. His hand wasn't here. His hand was like this in the box. They didn't call it. The one where Foden got stepped on, they didn't call it. So, again, but this is where I want my club to be clinical. I want us to finish those goals. I want us to finish opportunities regardless of the bad refereeing, because that should be expected. We're kind of accustomed to these poor decisions, right? So
Guys,
we move.
wait, oh man.
What?
I feel like
What?
you're not being true right now. I'll be honest with you. I don't think the performance from you guys was that good. If anything, I don't think you had that much to go off. I feel like Newcastle deserved to win that game, bro. Like hands down, first half and second half. Like, yeah, there was some good performances. But I think Foden, bro, believe it or not, I think Foden was decent. He actually didn't play too bad. Yeah, he should have took his chances. But I feel like you're just trying to like. If it's Haaland or bust, but Cherky had a good game. I actually thought he had a good game, bro. Pep took him off. Fair play. Bob came on, changed the game. But in terms of they defended well, bro. You got to give it to them. They defended well. They shut you out.
They didn't shut us out. I think we had 7 shots on target. What are we doing here?
How many? 7 shots on target.
7 shots on target. Yeah, out of maybe 17. There's something silly like that. Like we weren't clinical. That's the point that I was making. So I'm saying they deserve the win because at the end of the day, we weren't clinical enough to have gotten the win or to have even gotten the draw. The way they scored and we responded quickly, I was actually cool with that to get Ruben Diaz to respond and actually just put a shot on target because when you put a shot on target, you get an opportunity. But yeah, Newcastle deserved it. They played well at home. They defended their house.
Yeah, they're
I'm not giving no excuses.
Really good at home.
But for some, because I did see a drop. I did see a drop in how sharp we were. To those that want to say, oh, maybe someone were getting too gassed up after the Liverpool game. No, we were perfectly lined up. We were in sync in that Liverpool game. I think this international break hurt us a little bit, hurt us in terms of being as clinical and as sharp as we should be. Am I going to expect this for the other set of games? No. And I expect a response versus Leverkusen, even though that's a UCL game. But we move on. We move, man. It's not. I'm not overly stressed, even though realizing later in the weekend, Arsenal extended the lead. So,
bro, I seen Manchester City fans conceding. I want to know where
conceding
you
what?
stand.
Conceding what? If you've seen some City fans conceding the title race right now, that's okay. Those aren't the ones that I would go to war with, anyways. So you're gonna have some that aren't gonna step up, and you're gonna have some that are gonna be like, I still believe my club to do it. So right now, what's the lead? 7 points. You guys extended the point gap to 7.
Yeah.
And it's we haven't even ended November yet. I'm not giving up on it. As great as you guys have looked, I mean, Spurs made you guys look really good. We'll see what Jay has to say. But
Jay's lost his head. Jay's lost his head. That's what I was going to say.
We'll see what he has to say. But there's no giving up on this, and there's no giving up on this when I've seen my club reduce a point gap in previous seasons. And for some that want to say, "Oh, this isn't the same city," well, no, it's not the same city. And this is also an Arsenal
either.
This is Arsenal that need to prove it.
No, we're top of the league. We have the most goals scored. We have the least goals conceded. We have the best goal difference, and we're 6 points top of the league. We literally are good in every aspect of the game. People said we only score goals from set pieces. Today we scored 4 goals from open play.
Okay, well, this isn't the Arsenal section, so relax, you guys. Hold back for a second. The point that I was trying to make is you're now in that category after game week 12. You weren't that previously. So you had a game where you're able to stat pad versus Spurs. Relax a little bit. Relax and chill where you want to talk about. No, hold on. Relax. Let me make this point. No. We're not going to do it, but I just want to put this straight. The fact that you were able to get these 4 goals against Spurs, we're not going to then go, we got the best attack. You know what? Actually, no, that's what you guys do. You'll wait until the moment happens, and then you'll do we got this, we got this, we got that. Okay, as of now, happy. I'm not gonna crap on your dog before the
weekend started, except for maybe the top.
No, you didn't. Exactly, and that's what you're trying to flex right now. And even before this derby, you weren't having these open play goals either. So we'll chill. You get to flex it, but you'll flex it in the Arsenal section.
Today. No, you got it in the Arsenal section. You got it today, but like not.
Yeah.
All right.
But don't act like
my thing about City, it really is. A lot of your players need to start stepping up, because in the past you had multiple players who could step up and win you games. It is glaring that if Erling Haaland doesn't do it, I don't know who else to step up.
I'd have to agree to a certain extent, but Vator, I actually need to get your opinion.
Your over reliance on Erling Haaland is way more.
I think that as well. I think that as well, but it must be coming from the manager, bro, because you've got players that can go and score, take shots off, but for some reason, it's a style.
No, but look at all the title-winning sides.
You know what? I did not miss M at all. I did not miss this guy on this show at all. M, you're acting like you didn't watch the game. I had missed shots. Okay, but did you not see clear in front of goal where Foden had 2 opportunities, right?
I saw that as well. Yeah.
Okay, I had Foden and I have O'Reilly that have opportunities in front of goal as well. Like these guys,
it wasn't that clear cut though, Vator. It wasn't like, I think Foden had 1 clear cut chance.
There were
Foden had
clear-cut
2.
chances. Let's not do that.
There were clear cut chances in that game, but if you want to point, it's not by design that other players aren't scoring. It is by design that we're going to emphasize trying to get Haaland to score because he's ridiculous like that. So we're going to make the emphasis for him, but that also opens up opens up other opportunities, which the guys were not clinical about. I don't think it's a detriment right now. I think that if you were to take away Haaland as an option, other players step up. They did not in this game.
I agree.
If you want to blanket it, then that's the remainder of the season.
I don't like when people,
because I think you've got good players, man, and they can get goals, bro. And I don't know why they're not.
Jay is in the building. We're talking about City, by the way. Brian, what are you saying?
Big up, Jay, man. Fucking up.
Brian, what do you think about City, man?
This thing that people say that they won't be able to score without Haaland is, I mean, I said this last time I was on here. It's kind of like when people say about Arsenal they can't score when aside from set pieces. I think if you take out Haaland, City will just start scoring. They'll start playing more of a false 9 system and they'll start scoring goals.
No, we're not saying if they don't have Haaland. We're saying with Haaland present, the rest of the teammates are not chipping in enough. That's the thing.
But we're in November. I think they will start doing eventually. Once we get to January, if they haven't, and once we get to January, then it becomes a massive problem. Obviously,
we're in November, and their second top goal scorer right now is a Burnley.
Basically the end of November, bro. You've got a week, so yeah,
I know, but
we're nearly in December.
I still think they'll start scoring eventually. They have to start firing eventually.
All right, fair. By the way,
hold on. Why do they have to start firing eventually?
I was gonna say, like,
the only one out.
Foden's the goal scorer. Marmoush is still injured. Once he comes back, he'll be scoring goals for them.
Yeah, but obviously Marmoush is
Doku's been brilliant this season so far.
Yeah, but
Doku's been brilliant, but he still hasn't been scoring many goals in the Premier League.
Yeah,
I know, but he's not the goal scorer. Goal scorers I'm looking at is
Foden. You're going to a goal scorer, so it's
that's the point.
Okay, but
I know. Like the ones I'm looking at is Foden and Marmoush, who's out injured.
Right, yeah. So, but hold on. But the thing is, obviously, Foden's Foden, 20 goals. He's playing more centrally this season, so he's going to play less off the wing. So I'm saying, okay, Foden can chip in, but Doku and Marmoush play off the same wing, essentially. So are you saying you want to get like 15, 16 goals out of the two of them, 20 goals out of the two of them? Because they play the same wing. And then you've got Bob, Savinho, Cherky. So I think I get what you're saying. I look at it more from the point of view of that if they were so capable of doing it this season, then they would do it. do you know what I mean? That's like I'm almost like.
Well, I'd be careful, Jay, because if you want to point out what your players haven't done. No, hold on 1 second, guys. If you want to point out what your players haven't done at this point, Jay, then does that mean they're not going to be doing it as the season progresses?
No, 100%.
Right? From like, Arsenal, why can't they score from open play? And I said last time I was here, they will be able to. They will score from open play. Like
no, but 1 second. There's a difference.
I don't know
There's a difference between saying Arsenal are scoring a lot of goals from set pieces to Manchester City have one individual scoring the majority of their goals, and the next closest.
But the thing is like, just on that point, just in terms of like, it's okay if I say Arsenal score a lot of their goals through set pieces. That's not me investigating why they score through set pieces. They could be missing chances. They could be this. They could be that. I'm just saying Arsenal score a lot of goals through set pieces. I'm not diving into the rationale. Now, on the flip side, if we're talking about City, City's main goal scorer is Haaland. City are struggling to score goals without Haaland. To then say, okay, City will eventually score goals, yeah, cool, but the season will be over.
Yeah, there's no evidence of that. There's no evidence of that.
Also, the games that the games.
No, do you know what it is?
One second. Let me.
I hear what you're saying, Vator.
Let me get this point across.
You're saying
the games that City have dropped points this season.
Well, is it when Haaland is there or when he isn't? When he's not there.
Think about the games that City dropped points this season.
Since Haaland has joined City, there is
one second, Prime. Let me just.
There is evidence to show that when Haaland isn't playing,
can you guys not hear me?
Score goals. So
when they had
they hear you.
Yo, 1 second, guys. Let me just finish this point and then we can move on. City versus Newcastle. Erling Haaland doesn't score. They lose 2-1. Right. Then I look at the game versus Aston Villa. Same situation. He had the best chance in the game. Didn't connect. They lose the game 1-0. I'm not saying there's other games that City where Erling Haaland didn't score, but a large majority of the games this season, Erling Haaland has at least contributed with one goal. It's not a coincidence that some of the games where he did not contribute with a goal, they don't win the game.
Yeah, so I think it
comes down to is the conversation about if Haaland doesn't score, City don't win? Is that the conversation?
No. You need other players to step up, and right now I don't see enough of them stepping up. In the past, you had Julian Alvarez, Phil Foden, Gundogan. You had KDB. Constantly, other guys stepping up to chip in with goals, crucial goals to win you games. And today, I'm looking around. I'm not seeing.
And you saw Ruben Diaz score today or yesterday.
I seen Ruben Diaz score, but I'm looking at your attackers and I'm saying, where's Turkey's goal contribution in this game? Where's Doku's? Where's Foden's? Where's the guys coming off the bench, Savio, Oscar Bob, Reinders, to make a difference? Even Marmoush, he had 3 minutes. It's harsh to criticize him, but I'm just saying, in the past, you would, if you didn't score from what your starting 11 was, you'd bring on heavy hitters off the bench and they would contribute to win the game. Right now, I'm looking at your team and I'm looking at your bench, and I'm not seeing the same level of difference makers to help you win these games if Erling Haaland is not performing or not getting the service needed.
Yeah. So the one thing this is going to get real boring and repetitive if you guys are going to compare this current team to the treble winners. Like, we're not going to have the same
treble winners. Just 2 years ago. Just 2 years ago.
2 years ago. Okay, so the four-peat winners that were following the treble winners. Let me just say this: if it's going to be a comparison to the last team that won the Prem, it's always going to be, we don't have the same quality. That took seasons to build up that squad, and we're in a rebuild with regards to how we're replenishing those players that contributed so much. If you're making the point that you're not seeing the same quality, cool. But to add in that they're not like before, we had greats before. This game in particular, if you want to point out guys didn't step up and guys weren't clinical, I hear all that. But we do have goal scorers. We had the goal of the season in Marmoush, and like Prime said, he's coming back off of injury. I think he's going to be an impact. Is he splitting time?
You have a Man City fan here saying Iga's making the case that City's attack is poor. We've let so many great players leave without bringing in proper replacements. Vator, you can't argue that.
Why would I? Okay, I'm going to argue that we didn't replenish a KDB or Ilkay Gundogan. Who am I going to go out and get? We're building those players. Ilkay Gundogan wasn't talked about the way he was until after his career at City. He was great. He was good, but not talked about this way. And the same thing, KDB was supposed to be a wash. He was supposed to be scraps, right? He was discarded from
was rated at Dortmund. I don't know about you.
No, KDB wasn't supposed to be washed, bro. He was not trash. Like, he was actually a good player at Chelsea.
KDB was said to be a.
He was.
Let me address the comment that was played. I can say what I want, and let me actually finish what I want to say before you guys say something. The point is, these players came in. These players came in and they weren't rated to that level yet. They build on that lore. They build on that greatness. So Marmoush, you want to say he's not the same quality? I'm saying I want to at least get a season. I haven't had a season. He came in Jan. You guys want to talk about Rock?
They do need time.
Yeah. So all I'm saying, with a player like Reinders, with a player like Shirky, with a player like Marmoush, even with Doku, how he raised his level, you're not seeing it yet. And what Jay's kind of pointing out, if we haven't seen it yet, does that mean we're not going to see it for the rest of the season? I'm in disagreement. I think we will see it. Because if we're seeing poor numbers from everybody as of week 12, I'm not saying that that's them for the rest of the season. If you guys are, that's for you guys. Now, this result is poor. Don't get it twisted. It's poor. I was looking at this as, okay, I see this test versus a very physical midfield, and us to be able to get this win to really show on like, yeah, it's not a question. City are going to be in this title race every step of the way. It looks like we need some favors to stay in this title race. That's the difference right now. We're not that club yet, but quality for quality, no, we're not like the season. We're not like the team 2 seasons or 3 seasons ago, if that's what you guys are trying to say. But I think we have enough quality to have an impact. Look at what happened in this game, and I know you guys are going to talk about the Arsenal. You're going to talk about the Arsenal and Spurs game, but did Eze had a great performance? Was he supposed to be that guy? Right? We can see players get into that role. We can see players get into that role, but if you want to compare Eze quality to previous greats at Arsenal, would you do that? No.
The thing is, he's the first Arsenal player in the Premier League era to get a hat-trick in a North London derby for Arsenal. So
okay, he had a good game. Are we putting him on the projection of greatness?
I'm saying he could be a folk hero if we win the league.
No, yeah, 100%, man. Eze, we're not doing that on Eze. Like, Eze is a good player, bro. Like, I would have taken him.
Eze is arguably one of our better attackers.
I would have taken him.
Well, he's stepping up where Saka hasn't, so he is having a good game right now. But no one's going to write off Saka either for his numbers right now.
What are you talking about?
He had to step up. He's been playing like trash this season. Stepped up. He had a gimme goal from Sunderland. To Saka standards, I'm gonna do the egal. To the standards, to what this player set before, yeah, he's had a trash start to the season. You know that game, egal. You know that game, so let's relax here. But yeah, man, I'm getting close to
One second. 6 goals in 15 games for Arsenal. Not bad.
No,
6 goals or in the Prem? 6 goals? Are we talking Prem?
3 goals. 3 goals in the Premier League.
He's got 4 in the Premier League.
1 in the League Cup and 2 in the Champions League.
3 goals in the Premier League, and one of them was a gimme from Sunderland. Let's not do this. You know, Saka's level hasn't been there, Egal. Stop it. You're moving shameless right now.
This game. Hold on, but guys, before you go back and tit for tit, I'm saying that like the Saka hasn't been at his sparkling best. He's still been good.
He's been getting performances without getting goals.
He's been an easy 7 out of 10.
That's what Saka does. He is a solid 7. Like Saka will give you 7.5 to 8 every week, but like recently he's been more. But yeah, no.
So have we moved away from City?
No, I just wanted to ask.
Well, yeah,
it's done.
I'll answer this, but I'm close to where I need to be. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so Vator, just asking. So obviously, disappointing result. In the game, I felt Newcastle probably just about deserved it on chances. I feel like City had a lot of good chances, but I feel like the game state when Newcastle were missing their chances makes me lean a little bit towards them. Bit unlucky with the goal, the second one. I thought it was off. I was surprised it got given. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I'm saying, like, do you feel like this is a big step backwards in terms of where you thought the team was? Like, has this made you think, okay, maybe we're not quite as far along as I thought we were? Or did you expect setbacks?
I didn't expect us to be flawless moving forward for the remainder of the season, but I think it's more so of us being in the middle of the performance you saw from playing versus Liverpool and the performance you saw from Newcastle. I think there's certain aspects of the game that we need to improve club-wise, and especially from a midfield physicality standpoint, we need to improve there. I'm not making player injury excuses, but I want to point out I do need someone to be able to. I do need someone to be able to fill the gap when Nico Gonzalez needs a breather or needs to get off that pitch. And right now, we're makeshift. Yeah, Roger's not helping. What are we doing? Roger's not healthy, so I need
not here right now.
There we go.
Yeah.
You know what, Vader? My main thing is, I don't think Manchester City had one problem, which was their defense, and now somehow their attack, which is one of their biggest strengths, has now become another problem. It's
Yeah,
almost like
why do you? Okay, Egal.
no, but you solve one
No,
problem and now you somehow have another
It's not
problem.
about solving. No, it's not about solving problems. Okay, you know what? No. I'm actually not. I'm going to remain calm. I'm watching right now. I'm going to remain calm. If you want to be reactionary and say what you saw from Newcastle has now elevated a problem with regards to attack, and you've written off the problem that was our defense, and you're saying, okay, we solved the defense problem, and now we have an attack problem based off of what you saw versus Newcastle, I'm going to let you have it.
It's not about Newcastle. It's based off the season so far. I don't think
based off the season so far, I've had one of the better defenses. What are we doing?
No, I'm saying
no. We're not. I'm not answering another question. Hold on.
I have a question towards you because you talk about.
I'm saying not too many of your other attackers are chipping in. That's my point.
You talk about how City are over-reliant on Haaland, right?
Yeah.
Do you not think that they're over-reliant on Donnarumma then, by that same logic? Because barring Donnarumma, their defense is not, I wouldn't say it's that great.
I never thought about it.
Donnarumma
is defensive improvement.
Now when players do their roles, do their jobs.
So that's not no.
I was going to say, are we now getting to a point where we say players that
I think that's ridiculous.
Players are good.
Well, if you don't mute yourselves, I'm not doing that to say anything against Donnarumma. I expected that upgrade to happen. I'm just saying that why is it a detriment to City about Haaland doing his job?
What's a detriment to City?
Donnarumma also doing his job is not looked at in the same bad light. Like Haaland's doing his job.
I see. Okay, I see the comparison you're doing. I see what you're doing.
Doing his job, saving goals for City that they would probably concede otherwise without him. That's my point. I'm saying.
Let me put it this way: Liverpool last season had Mo Salah carrying them to a high level, and if he didn't perform, there was games where Diaz would step in. There would be games where other people like Cody Gakpo would step in. Right now, not too many of the other pieces to Manchester City have yet gotten into a role where they're consistently producing GA. They're producing performances. One second.
Responsible for half
one second.
Are you talking with regards to the season or the Prem?
City players are having good performances. They're not getting the finishing product, which is the.
Are you talking about the Prem or the season? No. Are you talking about the entire season or the Prem?
No, I agree with you. That happened last year with Liverpool. Salah, was he not responsible for half of Liverpool's GA? Roughly half.
Yes,
he was. Yes, he was. Okay,
but even then,
are we gonna listen? Are we gonna mention about how their game? That game.
It's disingenuous to say last year.
Listen, it is disingenuous based off this point. If Donnarumma does his job, City don't lose, but they can't win. They can't win because he's a goalie. He can only stop them scoring. Do you see what I mean? Haaland does his job, City win. Do you see what I'm saying? There's a difference there. So I'm saying you cannot equate Donnarumma and Haaland to the same level because Haaland, they win. If Donnarumma does his job, they just don't lose.
On a season, if you're looking at on like a seasonal thing, maybe you could. If you look at Donnarumma,
no, it's impossible.
How many points could he save us?
No, bro, stop it, bro. Haaland's a generational striker doing generational.
Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah.
Like Donnarumma is a very, very good goalie. Yeah, and I'm sure he's
Donnarumma's a world-class goalie.
Bro. David. David De Gea, bro.
He's basically saying Haaland is a better goal scorer than
Haaland is better
than Donnarumma. Yeah, Donnarumma. Yes, exactly.
You're right. That's why
what I'm saying is goalkeepers
make more sense to build your attack around a generational striker and let him score.
All right, guys. My thing is very simple.
Probably, yeah.
No, if you put it like that. My thing is very simple.
Also, what you said.
My thing is very simple. Look at this.
Can I go back to what you said? That was wrong.
1 second. This is all I'm looking at. I'm saying this cannot continue. Vator, in the past years when you had title-winning teams, you had other people chipping in consistently.
Yeah.
You go through the years. You have other people chipping in consistently. Every year, consistent performers across the board.
Yeah. Until you filter that to game week 12 for past seasons, I'm not having this conversation. At the end of the season, I'm telling you, other players will step up goal-wise.
You don't see this as a problem?
Gal, can I
This
say
is
something?
clearly a problem.
Can I?
No,
can
I don't
say
see it as
something,
a problem.
Vator, hold on. Let me respond to this. Because, Gal, you mentioned about Liverpool last year. Was not the big criticism towards Liverpool was that where are they scoring goals without Salah? He was responsible
But guess
for
what?
roughly half of their.
Cody
In the big games, other than
But
that,
Cody
I think.
Gakpo,
I understand that you can make the point in the big games, but other than that, I think Diaz would pop in and Gakpo
no,
would
but
pop in other
Diaz,
games.
Cody
Can I
Gakpo,
finish
they all
speaking?
stepped up.
Can I finish speaking? The criticism for Liverpool from the most people, if not everyone, last year was without Salah, how else will they score goals? Because Igal spoke about how Liverpool last year, they would have Gakpo or Nunez that would step up. But Salah scored like roughly got half of their GA last year in terms of their forwards. So if City, and because you're talking about City's previous title winning teams, Liverpool's other title winning team had Salah, had Mane, and even Firmino were chipping in with goals. Liverpool last year only had Salah scoring the bulk of their goals. So why is it
again?
Can the difference is
someone has to get those.
Early
Someone has to put the goals in the back.
I don't see a Luis Diaz or Cody Gakpo or God bless his soul. What do you call it? Diego Jota. I don't see these guys. City's guys have not stepped up to the same level. Luis Diaz, as much as people want to say he left Liverpool and he didn't live up to the goal scoring that they thought, he still stepped up big time for them early part of the season to help them.
And he played as number 9.
That's also being disingenuous because this time last year,
he was there. How is he being disingenuous? How many goals did Luis? No, stop. How many goals did Luis Diaz score last season? How many goals did Luis Diaz score? How many City players have as many? How many City players? How many City players are going to score as many goals as Luis Diaz?
The season's also
maybe
not
2
done.
max. If they're lucky.
This point last year, though, you were the one talking about how it's only City and Arsenal will win the league. Liverpool are not in the discussion. So again, let's not do this because when the season ended,
were clear. I was delusional to think we would catch up.
Okay, when the season ended, Salah had the bulk of it.
Yes,
but
1 second.
But again, Salah assisted those goals. Salah assisted those goals to someone else. Someone had to put them in the back of the net.
Crucial part.
Someone had to put them in the back of the net.
Also helped create those goals. Erling Haaland's not gonna go and create 7 goals for Foden and all these other guys.
But Turkey can create goals. Foden does. Doku does.
Then we don't have a problem. Then we don't have a problem.
Exactly, and that's the exact point. Liverpool last season, they had Diaz, who I'm pretty sure got double figures in the league last season. They had Gakpo. They also had obviously Jota.
They had Jota. They had people chipping in.
Chipping. Yeah.
I would back Jota.
Nunez had 5 league goals. Not much Nunez.
Look at this. This is not ridiculous. You had
13-10. That's what I'm saying. 13-10.
Nunez had 5 league goals. Yeah, Nunez had 5 league goals.
Premier League. They only had barring Salah.
What do you mean? How many City players are going to get 13 Premier League goals? How many City players this season?
Bro, 100%. Do you know what? Just for Salah to get 29 goals, and you got someone else who's on half of his amount of goals. You need that at City. You ain't got someone
saying, like, bro,
at least 50%.
So Foden and Marmoush can't get double digits.
Bro,
but the problem is right now they have 1 goal.
Go back to that.
No, because you're saying they
showed from Liverpool.
Look at this! Oh my God! Look at what you're looking at. Make the point you're trying to make.
One had what 13. The other had 10. What you showed?
13-10. So 13-10 plus Salah had 29. So between them, there's 3 players have 50 goals.
By the way, Haaland has more goals than games right now. So are we get this is like an anomaly. This is like
Haaland has more goals. Haaland has exactly. And all of his other players times 2.
But exactly, This is ridiculous.
I'm just gonna
Haaland's
ask
like
the
another
question.
level, though. Are we doing?
I'm just gonna ask the
Of course,
question
you're not
one
gonna
more
expect
time.
everyone to
Do
get
you guys
near that.
think City have a problem with that they don't have any other players chipping in?
I don't.
Right now.
I would say,
dude, let's just leave it as that and move on
yeah,
from City.
City need their attack to generate more goals aside from Haaland, and I don't think that's a crazy thing to say. That's fair.
But that's fair. But in today's game, I think it could have went. It could have went pretty much either way. I think today's game.
But what we're saying is, look so far this season. Yeah, they're not doing it.
If you put it in the
guys.
No,
enough about that. Let's get on to the next game. There's too many games to discuss. So there's 4 games we need to discuss. So we already spent 35 minutes on the City game. Let's talk about, you know what? We'll save Liverpool for later. Let's talk about Arsenal Tottenham. Arsenal beat Tottenham 4-1 today. And Jay, I just looked at this game very simple. Leandro Trossard deserves a lot of credit. He always steps up in these tight games for us. You got Eze bagging a hat trick against the team that he rejected to join us for. The story is written in the stars, honestly. Hincapie comes on and seamless replacement for Gabriel in the game.
Wow.
Fair play to him. Overall performance from the team, I felt like we could have won that game 5-0, 6-0. But you guys scored a wonder goal from Richarlison. Fair play for him to take it first touch. And I don't think you guys came to play football. I felt like you guys came to try to keep the score down and maybe nick a set piece, but it didn't really look like you guys actually had any threat going forward. And I worry for your creativity because one of your best players in Kudus never really got a touch. Xavi Simons, who you guys were comparing to Eze, never really got a touch. And I'm just looking at your team, and at this moment in time,
who's you guys?
Spurs. I'm looking at Spurs' team.
Have I ever said that Simmons is better than Eze?
No, not you. I'm speaking
to let's be very clear.
Okay.
I categorically said the other way around.
All right. I'm speaking about Spurs in general. I feel like you guys now have a lack in quality across your whole board. In the past, I used to look at Kane and Son, and I knew they would win you X amount of games just because of their finishing ability. I look at your team now. You just lack finishing, final third quality. I look at your final third. Odegaard, very unexperienced, hasn't done it yet. The striker, Richarlison, we hit or miss. On the left wing, Kudus couldn't really do it today.
That's a bit unfair, bro. That's a bit unfair. I think the setup was wrong, but I can't blame the players. Terrible. I think the setup.
I understand the setup was wrong, but at the same time, I don't think he can trust that attack.
No, you can. You just have to give them the freedom to go and express themselves. Yeah. Today, you just set up too defensive. You've gone to Arsenal. You know you've got a bad record there. You set up with a 3-4-3, and then you're blaming Kudos for playing that central role. No. Just go there with a 4-2-3-1. Sarr should have started because you're needing some legs in there, in my opinion. But bro, the guy just set up for a 0-0 and hoped that he could have a good enough defense and maybe scumbag a little corner or something. You did not set up to play that. You did not set up to actually play. As soon as I saw the 3-4-3, I said, what is this guy doing? You sat back, it looked decent for about 25 minutes, and then you could start seeing the gaps opening up. He said he changed it, and the cheek of it, Jay, I watched his press conference. He goes, Thomas Frank, he goes, oh yeah, so I did change the formation, and then we conceded straight away. But it's like, bro, you shouldn't even have started with that formation. If you really had any, like, I don't know what you was trying to do. I'll be honest. I'd rather, I think it's on the manager more than the players.
Yeah. I heard a lot of fans, Tottenham fans in general, talk about that Bento and Kerr Palhinha double pivot and say it's not working. There's something that it's not working.
100% mistakes. You're getting overrun, and then you got Marino. Exactly. Bro, you're getting Marino. Like Arsenal played with no striker, so they just got an extra man dropping into that midfield. The way they were getting overrun from the first 5 minutes, you could see how that game's gonna go. From the first 5 minutes, bro. So
it's not even just. I think Palhinha is doing a job, but it's like. Bentancur, what is he there for? I'm thinking, what is Bentancur gonna do for you, like attackingly? Like you're not gonna for a team to move the ball forward, you can't have a Bentancur and Palhinha. You have to have someone else. You have to have someone else.
Defensively, do you know how many times Eze got the ball when there was no man on him in that midfield?
Yeah.
He was just
that's because it's easy. That's because it's easy to press, though. That's because Tottenham have become a team that's easy to press.
It's just to add on to that. It's like with the 3-4-3. it's the same issue United have. It.
I'm saying you're talking. I saw
you always get overrun in the middle, and Arsenal have inverters. So if you saw how much Timber and Calafiori inverted today, you have two men in the middle. You first of all, you're
struggling out wide as well.
Let's think about this. You've got three men who started in the middle anyway. You had Mourinho dropping deep, and you also had Calafiori and Timber inverting. So Spurs in the middle of the pitch were absolutely swamped.
Facts.
Yeah. So Spurs could have easily just played a 3-5-2. Could have played 3-5-2.
Bro, why didn't you go to 4? Bro, how he usually plays, he goes to 4-2-3-1 with the two sitters. And even if he was to play, because bro, bringing on Xavi in that system was throwing him under the bus, bro. I'll be honest with you. I'll be honest, like you shouldn't have brought him on if you're gonna just bring him on in that environment, bro. I'll be honest.
I wasn't worried about that. I was more looking at it from the point of view of saying, I made the point Spurs have the best away record going into this game.
Is that from playing the 3-5? Is that from playing the 3-4-3?
No, it's for playing 4-2-3-1. You didn't even give yourself a chance. You didn't even try. You didn't even try.
You went there to play this formation.
You came scared.
Yeah, that's it. You were shocked.
I think Tottenham have a talented team as well. That's why honestly, I look at that team and I think, young players. I'm out.
Jay, it's funny. When you play Arsenal, you go with this robust midfield.
This is Tottenham in their own half.
You play Arsenal and you go with this like defensive football. You don't even go for it. I don't understand.
Yo, Jay,
is it like the Chelsea game? Is it like the Chelsea game where you just guys?
This is your team. This is your team's average build-up play. Two players in the other half.
Yeah. Because and the thing is as well.
Yeah, bro. Like
I made the same point about. I'm going to make the same point about Porro that I always make about Trent. The Trent, to me, can never really be a net negative because of how much he offers going forward. Now, I don't think Porro offers as much as Trent going forward, but I think that when you go into a game like this and when you bench Porro for Spence, you're saying, you're saying coming here to defend, basically. Because if you're going to play Spence over Porro, you're basically saying we want to defend. So for me, I'm looking at all these decisions and it's fair. It's like the manager is coming into this game and he's trying to stop Arsenal playing. He's not trying to impose our play. And it's even, you've got a great away record. Yeah, 4-2-3-1. That's what you've been playing. Go on, try. But what you've done now is you've switched it to 3-4-3. You've had 2 or 3 days after international duty to put this in, and it's not worked. Do you know what I mean? As in, it's just wholeheartedly not worked. And for me, I think the Chelsea game and this game are real. In both of these games, Spurs in this game, I think they got 0.04 XG in this game.
Probably could be, honestly. These guys barely threw a punch.
And 0.1 XG against Chelsea. So these are two of Spurs' lowest XGs ever in the Premier League era have come under Thomas Frank in the last month.
For Chelsea and now.
Yeah. 0.1 Chelsea, 0.04 today.
Is this
not
going to be a problem for you guys? Is this going to be a problem for you guys?
Say it.
We played a back four against us, you know?
Yeah, we played a back four against you, yeah.
Was it not?
Is this going to be a problem?
4-2-3-1 or a 4-3-3?
Yeah, but I'm talking about away. I'm saying away from home though, like as in like our away record, as in like playing away from home.
I know, but you were saying about playing a back four against Arsenal.
Yeah,
no.
as in like we as in like our away record was good enough that you've not played a back three away from home yet this season, and you're unbeaten. You haven't even tried with the team and the tactics that you've got to try and go and beat them with what you've got. Okay, maybe you might lose, but we didn't play. We played a 3-5-2 against PSG. You played a 3-4-3 today. You didn't even play the 3-5-2 and match them up in the middle of the park. So you set up to fail straight. I'm not even saying that a back three was a bad idea, but a back three with a central pivot too, and those two are Bentancur and Paulinho and can't progress the ball. Like as in like it's you.
I grew up on North London derbies being like both teams fighting for it all over the place, on the ball, fighting. Everyone's fighting. I agree.
Even
That's what
when
I
they
grew
had
up on.
Kane and Son, they wouldn't beat us.
That's what I grew up on. No, I think there was still a lot of draws in those North London derbies.
Yeah, because they were
both
capable of scoring.
teams
This
were both
team,
fighting. This team is
Yes.
not. This team is. I feel like they didn't want. I don't know if they were. It's a tactical thing, but it's like they didn't want to fight today. It's like I don't know if it's the manager as well, because I remember even in the Chelsea game when Jed Spence and Van der Ven walked away from because they didn't like the way they played in that game. I'm guessing it's similar today because what honestly they barely threw a punch today. They barely did anything apart from throw boards into the box with Vicario and stuff like that. Like it's not good enough. Honestly, it's ridiculous.
All right, there's one thing though. There's tactics, but then there's also a lack of quality. We have to admit that.
This team were 2-0 up against PSG in the Super Cup. I'm sorry. I remember that too. I remember certain games. I'm thinking Tottenham are not a bad team. I'm not gonna say that. Tottenham are not, if you look at the league table, it'll show you as well. Tottenham are not a bad team as well. So far this season, they've just been inconsistent throughout.
No, but Tottenham rely on the opponent. What do you call it? Making a mistake as they're pressing them, so they can win the ball high up the pitch. I don't necessarily think Tottenham.
So they have killers. That's what I'm trying to say to you. They have players that can actually finish. Richarlison scored from the halfway line, for God's sake. Like at least he can. Against Man United as well. I saw Richarlison score in that game. They have players that can score. Let's not lie here. If you put them in the right areas, I think if you put them in the right areas, which Thomas Frank hasn't. Put them in the right areas, they can be dangerous. Mohamed Kudus as well. Put him in the right area, I think can be dangerous.
I think it's arguably. Once again, I could arguably say Spurs are missing 4 of their best attackers in Maddison, Bergvall, Kulusevski, and Dominic Solanke. And right now, I just don't. I think they're just thin. They don't have the same level of squad depth that we have. And when you look at their options today, I'm looking at their team. And nobody's threatened me. Kudus was the only person I thought was going to do something, but even him, we did a good job holding him down.
Yeah. And honestly think that you could.
But Jay, you're right.
They can still perform. They can still at least put in a shift in a derby as well. Everyone should be at least putting effort in. That's the whole point. In a derby,
all right, let's get to the Arsenal side.
Bare minimum is the effort. Yeah, sorry.
Arsenal's now 6 points clear of Chelsea. We play Chelsea next. We're 7 points clear of City, which is a direct title rival. And then Liverpool are out of the title race, which is now 11 points behind Arsenal. I'm looking at this, guys. This is mine to win. I think we're going to do it. I'm looking at my squad depth. I'm looking at we have so many quality players still to come back from injury. What do you call it? I was worried about Michael Oliver for no reason. He didn't impact the game. It's just everything's coming up Arsenal right now. And even you, as a person who was very critical that Arsenal is capable of getting it over the line, Prime, when you see a game like today, don't you say to yourself, you know what, this team's legit? Prime, you're on mute.
Can you not hear me?
Now I can hear you.
Not based off this game specifically, because Spurs are just not good. But, Igal, I find it crazy that you're saying now it's yours to win. Remember when I was last on the show?
I was still saying we're going to win.
League. Hold on, 2 Premier League games ago or whatever. And I was talking about how after the international break, if you beat Spurs, and to be fair, I was saying if City and Liverpool draw, but City won. But if you beat Spurs and you end up getting towards like double digits with your Avengers attackers coming back, is that now then like you guys have to win this league, which is yours to lose? And you weren't willing to answer that question. So why is it now you think that it's yours to lose when you couldn't answer that before? To me. Hello? You're muted. Is he on the phone?
Yeah, honestly, it is Arsenal's to lose. That's the only thing.
No, I know, but that's a question I have for Galva. I want him to answer that question.
Honestly,
got back just in time, boy.
It's 11 points. It's 11 points now. Honestly, if they don't win it now, they're never gonna win it.
No, sorry, I was speaking to Rack.
It's not done yet.
I think
you hear my question, Igal?
No, I don't think anything's changed. I've been the same. I thought
Did you
we were
hear
going
my
to win it
question?
last time, and I think we're going to win it now.
Did-
The only
my
thing
question.
that's changed, the only thing that's changed is Liverpool are further behind and City are further behind.
Okay, Igal, did you hear the question I asked you?
Unfortunately, I didn't.
Okay. Last time I was on here 2 Premier League match weeks ago, I think, or maybe it was before the international break.
It was.
You know, when City were going on to play Liverpool. Remember, I said if you guys win your game and then if they end up drawing, which would be best case scenario for you guys, and then after the international break, you beat Spurs, you guys then would have been, I think, 10 clear, or maybe 9 clear, and you're 7 now. 7 now, because you said you don't count us, which is fine. I agree. And with your Avengers coming back, because you said your Avengers, your attackers, coming back from injury, should you then go on and win this league? And you weren't willing to answer that.
No.
You're trying to dance around it. So why is it now you're willing to answer that you'll win the league?
One thing you got to realize about me, the way you word things is different. I was specific. Yeah, because you were saying, is it done? It's not done now even. But is Arsenal going to win it? I thought Arsenal was going to win it before City played Liverpool, and I think Arsenal's going to win it now.
If you build up enough of a lead and you have your attackers coming back, so your squad is going to be stronger because your players are fit, then it should be done.
What's your question? Put it in a simple yes or no.
No, but bro, it's not.
One second. Put your question in a simple yes or no, because I feel like
you guys will you win it from now? Is it done?
No,
I'm not trying to catch you out, by the way.
No, it's not.
Because the thing is, I get asked this question every single stream, and the same answer is being thrown out every single stream. And what do you call it? Musa have watched me all season. I've said Arsenal's going to win the league.
I know, but there's one thing saying you will, but from this point, like, I'm not trying to catch you out. I just want an answer. Like, do you think from now that you guys should go on?
Wouldn't you, as an Arsenal fan?
I think Arsenal's going to win the league comfortable come the end of the season. There's not going to be a
from this point on, it is done. No.
Yeah, I don't think City and Liverpool can get the level of consistency needed to overtake us.
Do you think Chelsea? Do you think City or Liverpool? But you don't think anyone else can try and sneak?
I don't think Chelsea. I don't think Chelsea have
the capability. That's all I really. That's all I really wanted to hear when I asked that question.
Can I just ask one thing? It hasn't been mentioned at all, and I know Igal would bleed on. Igal, the second goal, I don't think it made a massive impact. It was offside, right?
Which goal?
The Eze goal. He's offside.
Yep. Same.
The
Van Dijk one was offside.
Same way that you
Jay.
What was offside?
Jay.
If the Van Dijk one was offside, that Eze one was offside.
Jay, what are we doing here, bro?
What do you mean? Bro,
I'm just like, bro, like,
I just said it wouldn't have changed the result. Arsenal would win in this game regardless. But Igal hasn't even mentioned that. And we spent a long time talking about the Robertson disallowed goal. I'm saying that goal was offside.
The second goal wasn't even just offside. You're talking about the one where the goalkeeper got his vision. He had 3 people in front of him.
Yeah.
One second. People are asking what the reverse angle shows that it isn't even slightly blocking Vicario.
No, he was. There was like 3. He had like 3. He had 3 players.
He's definitely in front of him. To me,
I'm not gonna lie. If that got ruled out, I wouldn't be pissed off.
Bro, to me,
I was wondering why.
He's got like 3 players.
That's not offside.
Yeah, that's offside.
That's the Spurs player.
Bro, what do you mean? The player right in front of the player in front?
Yeah, there's 2 players right in front.
Yeah, so you got 2 Spurs players in front of Eze, and then you got 2 Arsenal players behind.
Players who are offside. Yeah. They're both offside. Yeah, those 2 players are offside. Yeah. I'm saying.
But if it hit off a Spurs player first, and then it's a tough one. I don't know, but either way, that could have gone either way. It could have gone either way.
It doesn't change anything. But I'm just like,
if it blocks his vision,
I was a little surprised that didn't get disallowed.
Do you know what, Jay? Do you know what's, hey, bro? Honestly, what's so funny here? I was watching that game and I was like, I guarantee you, Jay's gonna bring that up. But like, I know you're not bringing it up because it's like, it would have changed the game or anything.
No, it's not. I just think it's funny how Arsenal fans want to talk about. We're talking about Michael Oliver pre-game. Talks a lot about
100%.
Robertson goal getting disallowed. That was a goal just before half time.
Facts.
2-0 up. Spurs going 1-0. maybe it's better. It's obviously not going to change it. Arsenal were too good for us. But
Do you know what it was? It was that third goal. I think the third
You know
goal.
something? I'll be
Straight after the
100%
second
real.
half.
The Premier League
That's
is not
what threw it away.
consistent. They're not consistent.
Fair enough.
Because I get the point. They disallowed Van Dijk's. Then yesterday they allowed the one in the Liverpool game, and today they allowed this one. The main thing that they would say is that the difference between the three is Robertson is clearly has to duck to get the ball out of his way, where the other goals, the players don't have to actually like physically move out of the way too much to make the goal go in.
I hear that. I would say that because listen, it doesn't really matter now. It's like obviously it's a goal.
No, Jay, do you know what, Jay? If you would have lost that game, and it was quite close, I would have 100%.
Can we speak about Eze for a second?
Like, you know, the PG and LMO, like
it's a passing comment. Not
can we give Eze
I would have been with you. I would have been there right there.
One second, guys. I want to move on to Liverpool and Chelsea, but before we do that, I just want to give Eze some plaudits. The guy has been getting a lot of stick from people saying he's been an underwhelming signing for the amount of money that he's come on for. Games like today is where you need to make your money worth, and he made his money's worth today.
Especially when Odegaard's not playing. Especially when Odegaard's
get a hat trick in this game. Odegaard's not playing. The captain, he's coming back to fitness. You also have other players. Everyone is basically looking for him to get that hat trick. You could tell, Jay, from the moment he got the brace, everyone was just looking for him to get the hat trick.
Great game, top performance.
Jay, do you remember? Because I somehow feel like I was on a stream with you when I said this. At one point, I said I'll take Eze over Bruno, and this was like a year and a bit ago, just for longevity.
And I said absolutely not.
You were like, no, you were like, no way.
And I still wouldn't, because
I just think Eze in that 10 with a good team around him.
Behave yourself, bro.
Don't forget
what Bruno was feeding. Bruno was feeding generations when he first came to United playing as a 10.
Bro, did you see? Bro, all right, hear me out, Jay. I beg you, hear me out. Today, did you see how many times he's a 10, right? Did you see how many times he's tracking back, making that final challenge? Bruno, he's got that. Bruno's quality. I'm not taking anything away from Bruno, but Eze showing something else to his game now.
I personally disagree. I don't think there's anything Eze does.
He doesn't. Bruno has that. Bruno has that quality.
Eze definitely showed a good side.
You're a Bruno.
Eze was definitely just as good defensively as he was offensively today.
Yeah, no, he was brilliant today, bro.
But guys, comparison is the biggest killer of joy. Let's not compare people.
Bro, do you know what I liked about him, bro? The amount of times he tracked back, and if he wasn't there at that time, you lot could have been in trouble. But he was putting some players to shame.
You know who doesn't track back?
Sorry,
Gakpo, Mo Salah.
He was.
Let's talk about
you just said don't compare, and then you start comparing players.
Yeah, before you, I'm saying just on Eze before, and I'll let Prime and everyone else go on Eze. On Eze, like the performance, it's still, to me, he wasn't running the game. Do you know what I mean? It was like, but he just impacted the game very heavily by putting his stamp on the game. Like he had big moments in the game, and I think that's where you're gonna get the best of Eze. Like if you're looking at the player and you're thinking, right, he can be decisive. Today was exactly what you need. Like he was decisive in the game. He was the difference.
Because he's in a 10 though, isn't it? Like when you play him out on the left.
Of course, absolutely. But what I'm saying is that he took the game over. He had big moments, but it wasn't him that was like, it wasn't like a playmaker type performance on the game.
Bro,
do you know what I mean?
That assist like in the first 5 minutes? I know you saw it because you were losing your head in the never foul chat. You were like, what the fuck am I watching?
You know what? I was like, they underrated that save because he had to close his legs really quickly. Because that was right
at him, but when you rewatched it, it was
like he had to close his leg. It was like a De Gea speciale. Do you know what I mean?
Do you know what? It was very similar to I think the second goal we conceded. It just went underneath him, but instead of going with his legs, he's trying to get down.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. So for me, just Eze, I mean, Arsenal were really. The funny thing is Arsenal were good on the ball. I think they were very good out of possession. Like very, very good out of possession. On the ball, I don't think they were amazing. Like, do you know what I mean? I don't think in possession they were amazing, but I don't think they needed to be, and they still scored 4 goals. But I think Trossard was like, like I like Trossard.
Trossard was immaculate.
I've always liked Trossard, and last season he wasn't as good. And people came at him a little bit, but he's
been top, man. Marino surprised me.
Marino's
because he came in and I don't know, like he looks better than Gyökeres up there, bro. I'm not gonna lie, gal. He looks better than Gyökeres.
Bro, I was about to ask the question. Like, it honestly, in the Premier League, based off body of evidence, can I really say Gyökeres is a better nine?
You gotta love Jay, you know. I swear,
can I really say he's a better nine than Marino?
Guys,
swear to God.
in a game like today, where the team in Tottenham are doing what they're doing, yes, Moreno is very useful and very beneficial. But in the games like Sunderland, Gyökeres would have been more beneficial to us because then you don't have the defenders going up top when you leave Gyökeres behind. When you leave Moreno behind, the defenders are like, you know what? I'm going to go up top. Moreno's going to tuck in anyways. I don't necessarily need to worry about running my ass back to get.
So in a big Champions League game, are you playing Gyökeres or are you playing Moreno?
I'm playing Gyökeres because he stretches defenses and he actually stretches defenses where when we have a team.
What is a game like today? What is a game like today?
When we have a team that basically doesn't play through the middle, then you need more bodies in the middle. You can play Havertz, Moreno, or even Jesus. But right now, horses for courses. I think 9 times out of 10, Gyökeres is going to play against the teams that play against low block when we play against low blocks, and when it's like Chelsea or something like that, Moreno could be more beneficial. Yeah.
But even against the low blocks, again,
but I do think we've seen this before. As long as Gyökeres is a good enough finisher, and we create enough chances for him, I believe he's still gonna score more goals at the striker position than anybody else we have.
I think Moreno gets the best out of other players. So you saw Saka have a good game today. You saw Trossard have a good game today. That's not just down to luck. I think that's down to Moreno being a big man up top, but also linking up play as well. And
I also think Gyökeres does that too. If we don't forget, the last game before he got injured, Burnley, he set up the second goal. He scored one of the goals. He set up the second goal, the first goal. I mean,
no, he did, but it's not as consistent as Marino. Bro.
And he gave Saka 2 assists, which England would have said he laid on a plate, but it was like a small pass to Saka 2 times in a row where Saka messed up the shot.
Again, when was the last time Marino started for you? Because every time I watch you lot play with Marino up top, it might be the Rice Mendy in midfield. I'm not sure. It might be the Rice Mendy.
Moreno started versus Atletico Madrid when we won 4-0. Real Madrid,
yeah, bro. You guys just play completely different. It's fluid to watch. Like I feel like when Gyökeres plays, it's set piece FC, bro.
You know what? Don't get used to the gimmick. People think, oh, you know what? You're winning with this. Don't change it.
No, I'm going off the eye test. I'm going off the eye test. I'm just going on how you lot look.
There's a reason why we keep saying we need a striker. We need a striker. We need a striker. All of a sudden, just because we got other players still stepping up in the case of an injury, it doesn't all of a sudden make Gyökeres redundant.
Can we not make the argument that Arsenal, what we saw today, was the benefit of Arsenal's transfer business in the summer, where they had Hincapié come into the team, great performance. They had Eze, match winner today. So those 2 signings they brought in the summer.
100%, bro. To have Odegaard,
Gabriel. No Odegaard, no Havertz, no Gyökeres, no Jesus, like all these players missing, and they're kind of just rolling with it. And I think the squad, and they're gonna get one go with this squad, because obviously, come the summer, some of these players will be like, I need more game time, I want more money. You want to bring other players in, so players need to leave. So this squad of how it is right now is almost bloated with quality. There's almost too much quality. Like, do you know what I mean?
They're in full trophies. Jay, I think it's
I get it, but what I'm saying is,
I think next season.
Normally you'd have 2 left
next
backs.
season. They're still in four.
Okay. Look at it.
Look, even talented players like Myers, Lewis, Skelly can't even.
That's what I'm saying. Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
He can't even get in. Look how good he is. He can't even get in.
Guys,
no, bro.
We're letting Chelsea off the hook. We need to talk about Chelsea, and we need to. We need to talk about Liverpool. I mean, we're letting Liverpool.
Where's Rack?
What?
Where's Rack?
Rack couldn't make it today.
Oh, of course.
Of course.
Anyways,
Big up Jay,
get
though.
on to
Big up Jay,
Liverpool.
man. Jay,
Bro,
you ahead and went, bro.
Are you
Nah,
Arnie
come
Slot
on,
out?
man.
On the real, are you Arnie Slot out? Because at this point, I think if you're not Arnie Slot out, I'm questioning like.
Oh wait,
what
I
you should
forgot,
be.
bro.
Okay,
Sorry, my brother.
yeah,
I thought you were.
yeah,
I forgot
yeah.
you're a Liverpool fan.
Oh,
My
it's
bad.
Newcastle,
Yeah.
innit?
But yeah, bro. Like you're
Nah,
wearing. I thought you're Juve. That's what I'm saying. He's wearing a Juve here, bro. I'm like, what's going on here?
I got. So let me get my scarf. Should I get a scarf out? Sorry.
You're
No,
hiding
don't
that,
worry
bro.
about
You're
that. Just
hiding
tell
that.
me,
Hey,
are you
show your
Arnie
ID,
Slot?
bro. Where's your ID
Should I
card?
get-
Show
should
the
I get
ID on
Guys,
Jay.
guys, please. I only got 20 more minutes. Liverpool.
Okay,
What are
okay.
you saying? Are you Arnie Slot in or out? Let's keep it real.
I am not honest out for now. Anyway, it's for me. It's I'm taking it as a case by case basis. For me, I'm taking it as a case by case basis. I think a lot of Man United fans did the same thing with Ruben Amorim for a while. But it's for me, it's the next game. It's the next game. I'm looking at the next game. That's what I'm doing. I'm looking. The next game is PSV and then West Ham. But for me, it's league games right now. Champions League don't really mean anything unless you get to the top 8. That's all I care about. Getting to the top 8 of the Champions League. That's all that matters for me. But other than that, I'm looking at league games. So if you lose to West Ham or even get a draw against West Ham, I think it's curtains for the guy. I really think now we're getting to the point where it's unacceptable now. The position we're in, I understand we might be 2 points from fourth, but I still think at this point right now, it's legit. What is it? 7 losses, 5 wins, something like that. Something like that. 6 wins. Honestly, it's not good enough. You haven't had a draw.
Jay, I wanted to go in. I'm gonna go in.
There's just one point that everyone overlooks. Liverpool have lost half of their league games this season.
Yeah.
So
No one's talking about it.
It's ridiculous.
It's
ridiculous.
They played 12, lost 6. That's crazy.
Bro, that's crazy. But Jay, do you know what? I just wanted to ask one question here because I asked a lot of Liverpool fans, but they don't want to blame Slot. They think it's something else. Bro, I've watched Isak play, and every time I watch him play, I'm like, is this guy even playing? Bro, I'm gonna be honest. He looks. I used to call him world class. He looks way off the mark.
Do you remember we had this argument, and I told you he wasn't that guy?
Yeah.
Okay. Jay.
No,
Okay,
bro, he's running
season,
into empty spaces. Like you're like, bro. At one point, like your left back's got the ball, and he's like trying to do a 1-2. Bro, you're like, you're way off the mark. You're not. It's not working.
I understand that he might be.
Is that down to Slot, or is that down to?
No, I think number one, Isak is still not 100%. I don't know what is about him. I don't know what it is yet. Because look, if you see the player TK is, he's ready, raring to go every single game. He comes onto the pitch. He puts it all out of there. Isak is like he looks leggy every time he comes off. He comes off for 60 minutes or something like 70 minutes of the game. He always looks leggy every time he comes onto the pitch. But today, Nottingham first game is not down to Alexander Isak because last season we used to create chance after chance after chance for a certain Darwin Núñez. This season, we're not even creating. This season, right now as it stands, we're barely creating.
You're not creating nothing, bro. You got Mohamed Salah. You got Mohamed Salah running in, doing absolutely nothing this season. He's not creating. He's just trying to get a goal. Like Mohamed Salah, I think for me,
and for me, it's not all down to Salah though. For me, I understand Salah is a problem, but it's not even.
No. But it's the problem. Salah's Isak's problem. Salah's Isak's problem.
Just that point on just before, because you kind of just said about making chances for the other players like last season. But first of all, we all know, Uruguayan strikers. Yeah, there's a madness with their movement. They're a madness with the movement. Yeah, Uruguayan strikers. There's just something about their movement. Yeah, which it's from birth. Whether you're Cavani, whether you're Suarez, whether you're Núñez, they've got that movement. Jota, Núñez, and Diaz all have fantastic movement. They all had great movement. Whether regardless of the finishing or whatever, all of them had really good movement. I don't think Isak's movement is of the level of those 3 guys, personally.
Jay,
and I think
really?
Really?
What I'm trying to say is you make the point about Isak not getting created. Those players made chances for themselves. Those players made bad balls into good balls. Those players ran the angles and stuff. At the moment, Isak, to me, isn't doing that. I'm not saying he's not capable of it. I'm saying right now, he's waiting for people to create for him.
But
He
James,
is
that's coming 100%.
In a game
bro.
like
spot on.
Nottingham Forest, when they're playing such a
spot
deep
on.
block, when they're playing against such a deep block in it, I feel like the only way for Alexander Isak to get the ball would be if he comes so far deep and he'd be in the midfield. He'd be like one of the other players.
No,
that's what I'm
you
trying to say
just
to
need
you.
to
Like,
no, bro.
in a
you just
game,
need to
in
put
other
in the
in other
box and look
games,
out for him.
in that's what I'm trying to say to you. That's why I'm saying it's a slot problem, because we've played so many times where games against deep blocks, low blocks, he still hasn't found a way to break.
And bro, you're playing
still
inverted.
hasn't
Hey, bro,
found a way.
Can I chip in
bro,
here?
you're playing inverted
Yeah.
wing backs, yeah, and these inverted wing backs are running in. They're not crossing the ball. You get the ball to the wide men, Salah and they're not crossing it in.
Can I say something here?
That's a good point, Mo. That's a good point.
Yeah, I think
no one is getting no one's getting in the ball, and you're saying, okay, he's jumping deep. But I'll say as well, I thought, okay, you guys go back to last season's midfield that worked well. It would fix it.
One second.
And you still lost. It was
Guys.
But it's not today. We didn't play that.
Guys,
we didn't play
But
that.
in general, you still lost games.
At Villa,
hear me
at
out,
Madrid,
Hear me
that's
out,
the
hear
only
me out.
games where we played the three Gravenberch, Szoboszlai, and McAllister in midfield.
One second,
and we
bro.
won those games.
I'm not
bro,
looking
with all
at
due
what
respect,
carried
bro,
on.
that's Villa and Madrid at home.
Guys,
I'm not
I'm
saying
not
Villa.
looking at
Respectfully, Villa and Madrid. Villa had 4 games in a row in the Premier
one
League.
second.
Four wins
I'm not looking at the
and
midfield.
Real Madrid had 14 out of 15 wins at a time.
You
And
see
the
where
only
Villa are
game they
now?
lost was Atletico
one
Madrid
second,
and
one
That's what I'm
Oscar.
saying. Yeah, like
The
it's not what you think, bro.
The
I
concentration.
honestly
levels-
think at the time you weren't saying this. Now you think it.
Yo, can you guys hear me?
At the
Like,
time.
what's going
Yeah,
on?
go-
Am I
Sorry, Dan. Go on.
Okay.
Sorry.
Kanate has fallen off a cliff. Positionally, with Robertson and Trent no longer there, the cohesion in the whole back line is out of whack. And then the combination of that plus the lack of workers in the attack, because Roberto Firmino, Jota, Diaz, Nunez, all these guys are workhorses. They do a lot of the running that Salah didn't do. Now that you have Isak, Gakpo, and Salah as a front three, and then your midfield is McAllister, Gravenberch, and Jones, and then you go to your back line and you see Kirkes and Szoboszlai. I see fullbacks who do not connect well with the wingers. I see wingers who do not track back and help out, and I see a striker who stays up top and gets barely any touches because there's nobody around him. The whole
Not only that,
way,
the midfielders
the
ain't
whole,
linking
your
up
whole
as
way
well.
of play, your whole way of
and
play
Liga,
last year,
Yeah.
your whole way of play last year was much more connected. Everything was more connected. There was way more. You know when you see the web.
They understand that. Yeah. They understand each other.
The
green links. There's literally green links.
No,
that's what you mean.
no connection.
It's a green links FIFA thing.
There's no
Green
connection.
links.
Internet ready. I hear it.
The chemistry ain't there right now. That's what I'm saying.
Gakpo and Kirkes are trying to do the same thing. Salah is literally on his own. He's on his own. Isak, no one's around him. Literally no one. He has 14 touches in 68 minutes. I'm just thinking this is a managerial problem. The manager has had numerous games to try to figure it out. 6 out of 7 games in the Premier League that are losses for a team that just won the league and spent 500 million. I think it's very simple for me to say at this point, I don't think it's tangible for him to continue losing games at Liverpool. They're going to have to see if he can turn it around, because I think Liverpool, you never walk alone. They keep trusting people. But
so again, do you think another manager will
I
come
do
in
think,
and change it?
I do think it's gotten to the point. It's gotten to the point where I do think he's going to have to be the guy that goes, and the club are going to have to look at how they're going to try to spend more money in the January window to try to bring more balance to the squad.
You got to give him to the end of the season.
You're mentioning players like Diaz,
bro.
and I would personally.
Bro, you got it, bro. He won you the Premier League.
Just read the super chat.
He signed new players, yeah, bro. Listen, yeah. You look.
One second, let me read the super chat, bro.
I'm just saying, bro.
Big up Farhan.
Okay.
Big up Farhan. I don't know what you guys are about, but I never had a better weekend. Shout out to you, Farhan, man.
Same, you know, I can relate, man. Liverpool lost, Tottenham lost, Man City lost. Bro, I'm just here and I'm just vibing, bro. I hear it.
You could lose tomorrow. Be careful.
No. 3-point collectors, bro. You heard it here first. Don't worry about that. Like I said, we're the ones that are going to have to compete because everyone else is too busy fighting demons.
We're going to talk about Chelsea in a second. But guys, before we move on to Chelsea,
Spurs are still there as well.
How many more defeats can you take before you're slot out?
The next one. If the next one's a defeat, he's gone. He's gone for me. It's the next one. If the next one's a defeat, he's gone for me. Then, what do you mean? Like, if he loses, if we lose against West Ham away, he's gone for me. That's the moment I'm thinking. Now
West Ham away Callum Wilson is looking about that life again.
That's what I'm trying to say. They're fighting for their lives. They're fighting for their lives, bro.
Let's get to Chelsea. Chelsea beat Burnley. My question to you guys is: are Chelsea in the title race?
Bro. You're too funny.
Are Chelsea in the title race, or are they just chill guys? What is it?
Nah, man. Even last year they were saying the same thing, and I remember that. I remember they had a moment last year. They were saying, "Oh, could we be title challengers?" And then they caused their own downfall.
What about the fact they're doing it without Palmer?
I respect it, but I just think
that's what
Chelsea
I'm saying. You gotta respect that they're doing it without Palmer.
I respect it. That's
ACL. You know, that's too big. I know everyone's got injuries, but like I don't see them like if they're the main challengers to you, then Arsenal are winning this league by a landslide.
100%, bro. That's why it's down to us. It's down to us.
It's down to us.
It's down to us, bro. I'm telling you. Bro, after this, listen, Jay. After this weekend, I'm sitting here, bro, watching this shit, and I'm like, listen, everyone's bottled it. Everyone's bottled it, Jay. I'm not gonna lie. That's why I'm like,
go on. I'm listening to you, and it sounds like you bought a Halloween Superman outfit, and you're putting it on. And you're about to say I need to go out into the street to fight crime.
No. I've turned up to a Halloween bloody costume party dressed as Sherlock Holmes. Who knows it all?
Oh yeah. You're trying to get a clue.
You know what it is?
He's looking for a clue.
Do you know what?
Hey guys, I have some important
what I'm saying is
Man
United. Man United got some easy run.
Let me bring it back. Let me bring it back to Chelsea quickly. I got one important question to ask.
Chelsea look shit, bro. No one's gonna say it, but I'll say it. They look shit.
What do you think about the lap?
Shit, bro. Shit. I'm so happy we didn't get him, bro.
You know,
like, Chelsea actually look crap, bro. Building up from the back, like even how they score goals, and just like, how did you manage that? Like you got Neto saving you. You know what I mean? They just look shit.
Yeah, let me ask Prime. Prime, what do you think about Neto? I mean, not Neto. The lap.
Like Hoyland's better, and we sent him out on loan.
Is he on mute? Is he speaking?
Okay.
Prime, you there?
For you guys to stop. Hoyland's just come back, or the lap's just come back from injury.
There you go.
So let's at least give him a few games. Are we competing for the title? No, we're not.
Farhan here says I'm not worried about Chelsea. I don't even know what they are playing.
Bro, Farhan. Hey, do you know what Farhan means in Arabic? Excited. Bro, I'm excited with you. Chelsea look shit. They look crap, bro. They look so shit. I don't know why no one else is saying it. Every time I watch them, I'm like, how did you scumbag
you know what? I put respect on Chelsea's name because they're doing it without Palmer. They constantly are changing their midfield and their front three. My question to you guys is Delap a bad signing? Did they make a bad signing with Delap? Should they have gone somewhere else? I'm seeing Chelsea fans already giving up on him.
I mean, yeah, but these are the same Chelsea fans that praised him being signed anyway. So I don't care what they think. He's just come back from injury, so I'll have to give him.
My bro, there's more to it, yeah. Because how many times did you see him get the ball but not play someone in? I don't think he talks to Neto, because even Neto, he had an opportunity, but that goal that he scored with the header, he could have passed it across goal. He didn't. He went for the finish. So many times the lap got the ball, done some stupidness, and didn't want to pass it to anyone. So I don't know if there's civil war going on there, but it looks like it.
What about Mark Gui? Look at him.
Mark Gui's been with Chelsea much longer than the lap time.
Yeah, but like the thing about Delap is like I didn't notice. I think when he's at a smaller club, you don't like. I personally didn't analyze his game as much as I look at it at Chelsea, and like I was like, has he always been an MMA fighter? Because
he looks like he's been in Khabib's camp. He looks like he's been in Khabib's camp for a bit.
2-3 years, Dagestan.
100%. Send him 2-3 years. Forget about it.
The guy fights every game. I was like, I didn't remember him fighting this much at Ipswich. Maybe I wasn't paying attention. But I was like, wow, this guy is always fighting. So I'm like, but he gets a lot. Like, I do think he's a good player, but I don't know. He's
a Ricky Lambert. I think Lambert's better than him.
I just think maybe like the profile of club. Maybe if he was like a West Ham or something, or like you know like a slightly small like I just maybe he's just good enough and he's just been injured and he's just been unlucky. But I don't know. I just like if you get rid of Jackson and you get Delap and Delap objectively isn't better than Jackson, then I mean I guess it's a bit like well, what
I think
doing?
Chelsea were looking for another striker as well on top of that. I think that's what I'm trying to say.
Can we talk about the Gittins and Garnacho, bro? Because they both look crap.
Chelsea's luck with the wingers aren't
no, but to be fair, Gittins got the assist.
Again, don't just say that. Yeah, I watched that game. Yeah, he got an assist, but that doesn't mean he's a good player. I watched it. Me and Jay actually had a chat about it. Like Garnacho's actually got better end product, even though he got the assist. Jay wanted to bring up the goal.
Yeah, no, you know,
last season. I was like, that's last season, bro.
Bro, listen, I'm saying I'll always rep Garnacho. I like him as a player, and he's still a baby, so he's still got so much upside. Gittins, I think he's one of those players where
he's a year older than him, Jay. Don't forget.
But I'm just saying, but he's still young, and it's just like Gittins is.
What is the ceiling? What is Garnacho's ceiling?
But the thing with a player like Gittins, it's like it can come at any point. Like it could come now, it could come next year, it could come when he's 26. Like, do you know what I mean? As in, like, I don't know when.
Let's talk about Kenya, bro. We can talk about
Kenya
all day.
I'm not sure when it's gonna. But I think they're good players. I mean, like, and obviously when Palmer comes back, Neto will probably play left wing as well. And yeah, I think Chelsea are doing well. They should be pretty happy with themselves. They managed to, like, you know, the Sunderland game made it seem like they were not in as good form as they are actually in. You know, I think that's the only game they've lost in like 5 or 6 or something. So I remember seeing them lose to Sunderland. It made you think that they were in worse form than they actually are because of the nature of how they lost. But like, because it was such a dagger of how they lost that game. You're like, oh man, Chelsea are this, Chelsea are that. I look at the table again, and I'm like, what?
He's not smoking crack again.
You know what, guys? My question to everyone here: Chelsea play Arsenal next weekend. Do you think they could get a result against us?
I don't know.
Arsenal 2, Chelsea no, man. That gives honestly. I honestly think Chelsea have been battered by Arsenal in the last few games now. I've seen that I honestly don't think it's going to change.
No,
I thought it was going to even with Tottenham. I thought think it was going to change today, where they could actually do something. I'm thinking these lot.
Do you know what it is? Do you know what it is? To play Arsenal, you have to go for their necks. Yeah, I'll be honest with you. Agal, you beat us in the beginning of the season with that set piece, but I believe we deserved to win that game. We had the better chances. But you know, when you come against Man United, you actually play a pragmatic game, and it's toe-to-toe football. I think that's the only way you can beat Arsenal. If you set up with this, I don't know, man. Like even last year, man, under Amorim, when we had the FA Cup performance, it was like counter-attack. We could still get goals. You can't play Arsenal and just set up to defend. Otherwise they will score that set piece. They will, score a free kick. They've got players that can do that, bro. So I feel like to play Arsenal, you have to go for their necks. Look at Sunderland. Sunderland turned up and they went for your necks. It was no respect. They went for your necks.
No respect. You can't respect a team like Arsenal. Honestly, you just gotta go at them and see what happens. Because honestly,
but even Newcastle, you got lucky to get out of there with 3 points. Like you got lucky. Yeah. You could have drew that game easy.
Yeah, they could have lost. They could have literally lost that game.
And you could have. I'm just saying in general though, you won the game from a set piece. But I'm just saying. Yeah. In a certain game,
it sounded like a proper hater.
Man said the lab has attitude.
You won the game from a set piece.
Yo, do you feel like the lab has attitude issues, Prime?
Yeah, no, apparently no, but I think that's because of his dad and stuff. I feel like that's just been media pushed. But a lot of people, I think Ipswich were pushing. He's got not even that. He's just a proud player.
Ipswich, people were talking about him as if he's the next Harry Kane.
Who?
Bro, Man United were going to get him, and I'm so happy we went for Sesko instead.
Yeah.
What's Sesko done?
Sesko much better. Sesko much better.
Sesko done to make you
bro.
want to, yes, Sesko.
One
Okay,
second. Sesko's much better technically.
No,
No?
hold on 1 second. He's done more than Isak, bro. Let's just put it like that.
Anyways,
fair
we're
enough.
like-
Fair enough.
Good, bro.
1-1.
Oh no, yeah. You asked the question. You asked me a question, and I'm just waiting to answer.
Yeah, when you gonna say it?
I was waiting to answer.
All night, bro. Like,
Yeah, I mean, like, bro, you'll be waiting all night if you just want to
Yeah,
say.
goddamn, boy,
If you
come
this
on,
was the show, oh, bro, we'll never be
Get them
silent.
little legs moving now, boy. Come on.
Go ahead, Prime.
Okay, whatever. Next week we're not going to beat Arsenal. No, I don't think we will. But I do believe we can get something from that result. We're not going to lose.
All right, fair.
So draw.
Draw? What are you saying?
I'm doing like no confidence. No
Whoa,
Bro,
confidence.
just
my
answered the
man's
question.
giving me riddles. Anyways, we're out of here, people.
How's it a riddle? I just answered your question.
Wait, you didn't even talk about United at all, but it's all right. It's all right.
United plays smart, man. You already said you're gonna win.
Bro, you got people in the chat being like, Gittins, Garnacho, and bloody all of your players are better than Cunha, bro. On what planet, bro? Like, what planet? All right, cool.
Are you gonna win tomorrow?
3 points. You're gonna see a gal. Hey, don't worry.
All right, so we don't need to.
I've forgotten about it by the next show if you have.
I know. Oh, no, I won't be here, Jay. Don't worry.
He's like, I won't be here, Jay. Jay, if we lose, I won't be here.
Peace out, everyone. Have a good day. Oh, no.
Pick up.